of the Purls and Pyrs podcast. I am your host, Nina, otherwise known as Ine, on Instagram, Pinterest, Ravelry. I think those are all my social medias. You can maybe find show notes for this one. I will try to do them in the description box below because I'm going to share what I got at Rhinebeck. So apologies for not being here for a few weeks. It is October 21st, 2024, and I actually left my job and started a new job today. So I had a lot of kind of work that I was doing to prepare for that. Let me try to tilt this down just a little bit. This is very impromptu, but the guys went to jiu-jitsu class, and I figured this was a good time to record because I want to put things away. And they'll start to get like separated, and I won't know where they are. I don't even have everything here right now, but I wanted to begin the recording, and then I will pause the recording and go get additional bags. But if I brought it all out here, it would also be everywhere and kind of covering every surface, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to kind of do the pieces that I have here right now. I will pause, move those to the other room, and then I will come back with other things. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me, those of you who are returning and new viewers alike. I appreciate you so much. I did actually get to meet 2 bands in the wild. One of them, I think, is A. Nistler. I added her to Instagram, and I'm sorry that I didn't see when you followed me, but I followed you back. She was so sweet and kind and came up to me at Indie Untangled and has been watching the podcast for a long time. So thank you so much for sticking with me. And then the other viewer did not give me her name. I didn't catch her name or her Instagram name. I took a picture with her though. So yeah, I will insert that probably in the intro. So if that person is you, yeah, ping me on Instagram or here in YouTube. I would love to give you a follow back if I am not already following you. And I'm sorry that I didn't catch your name to make sure that I could tag you in the Instagram photo. Whew. So anyway, it was a great Rhinebeck weekend. My friends Andrea and Jen came out to stay, and Andrea stayed at the house one night, and then we went out to Saugerties for the pre-Rhinebeck weekend festivities. We stayed in an Airbnb this year. It was not the Murder Hotel. It was very cute and nice. And then my friend Jen met us there because she flew in through New York City, through LaGuardia Airport. So she just drove straight up, which was great because then we had the rental car was an SUV, so it had a lot more space for all of us. And she drove for the whole weekend, which was really nice. Usually I'm the one who drives, so it was nice to be able to knit while I was driving. So thank you, Jen, for being my chauffeur for the weekend. Yeah, so many fun things happened. We pinch hit on Jen's Rhinebeck sweaters. She wasn't done with them, so she had the steek still to cut. She had 2 cardigans and then a button band to knit on one of them. So like she cut the steek and she was sewing down the steek on one. I was knitting the ribbing on the other cardigan, and then like her needle tip kept separating from the cord and it got like stuck, like really stuck. I was like, I can't knit on this anymore. So she actually picked up a needle the first day of Rhinebeck, and then we all took turns knitting it that evening and the morning for Sunday. So Andrea knit it, Jen knit it, I knitted a little bit. Then we took turns while she was in the shower, then I was in the shower, and anyway, it was a team effort, and both cardigans were completed and worn during the weekend, and it was great. So much fun. Yeah, so on Friday, we went to Cake Palooza and Indie Untangled. This year, we did not go to A Woolen Affair, which was put on by one of the people that did Woolen Folk before last year's train wreck. She had left the team, and then she kind of took up the mantle of doing the festival. I haven't heard anything bad, so I'm assuming it went fine. But we just didn't want to do 3 events this year. That was too many. By the time we finished Cake Palooza, we went back to the Airbnb and took a nap because we were all really tired. So we just napped for a little while, and then we met up with everybody for dinner. So we went to Rock de Casbah. I didn't realize they had a live musician, but it was fine. Selma, Andrea, Jen, Liz, and Sue. So Selma from Little Big Knits, Liz and Sue from the Distant Stitches podcast. Jen and Andrea don't have a podcast. Then Mega and is it Amanda? Mel, I think. I didn't talk to her as much because she was on the far end of the table, and because of said musician, who was great but loud at certain points, I couldn't hear what was happening at the far end of the table. So I spoke to them some, but not nearly as much as Sue and Liz and Andrea and Jen and Selma, who were all on kind of my table. They had 2 tables pushed together, so it's just easier to hear them. I mean, that always happens when you go out with a really large group. And it's like kind of a bar environment, like the ambient noise is a factor, and then you're talking louder, and then people who are naturally soft-spoken, you can't hear them, especially if they are far down the table from you. So unless you're able to get up and walk around, which in a bar situation, if it's a high top table, I do. I try to like get up and I walk around and I talk to people and make sure I kind of talk to everybody. But this was not a situation. We had a booth on one side and chairs on the other side, and I was on the booth side, so I could not get up and move around. So I kind of just, it was what it was. But it was a really nice time. If you go, they do have gluten-free, vegetarian options. Really great food. If you didn't care as much about talking or had a smaller group, it was fine. The atmosphere was nice. The musician was good. So for Indie Untangled, I purchased mostly from Geektastic Fibers, Flies and Hellhounds, and really that first building. So there was a building that kind of had all the geek-themed vendors in it, and it was the first one that you kind of come to on the entrance. I think it's the Saddle Building. Because Indie Untangled is at a place called Hits on the Hudson, and our Airbnb was actually within walking distance of Hits on the Hudson, but it was cold that day, and we were going to go right to Cake Palooza after, so we didn't walk. I would have walked, but whatever. I walk a lot. So, at Geektastic Fibers, I got this skein of yarn, which I've already wound up. This is the Taylor Swift inspired Eras Tour self-striping, and Gabby from Plies and Hellhounds knit a sample like little scarf for their mega booth at Flock, and this was their Flock released colorway. I was worried they wouldn't have any, and they did. So I actually wound this up in the hotel room. I was going to knit with socks with it this weekend. I finished a pair of socks, which I will maybe show, but I don't know if I actually have them somewhere accessible. Do I? I don't think I do. Do I? No, I don't. It's my celebration socks. I finished them. So I had a free set of sock needles. So I was like, I'm going to wind this up, and maybe I'll cast it on and I'll kind of knit socks on Sunday. But I didn't stay as late on Sunday because I knew I was starting my new job on Monday, and I wanted to get back with enough time to kind of unpack everything and just have a little bit of time to chill. And I was exhausted by Sunday. And I ended up going around to different places, and I bought a few other things on Sunday that I had my eye on. So I didn't get a chance to kind of sit down and knit. And we tried to visit as much as we could with Liz and Sue before they left. So anyway, that was one of my first purchases, was the Eras colorway from Geektastic Fibers. I don't think I have the stuff I got from Meg's. I also got one of their neon tweeds in Wizard of Waterdeep, which was one of their Baldur's Gate colorways. I got that for Meg's. It's the black light reactive tweed. That was like the thing this year. A lot of vendors had that. That was what Andrea was going for. So I did get that for Meg's because they asked for purple yarn. The other couple of things I got at that booth were this one. So this one is called Anime Food. So it's just really fun, like cartoony type colors. Anime Food tends to be very bright and colorful, so that's a perfect name for this one. I had a skein of Uhura and I put it down. My husband and son are watching all of the Star Trek shows, and Josh found a Reddit that has a watching guide of how to watch all of the Star Trek series in Stardate order, including the movies. So they are starting that journey with Enterprise. So I got the Uhura, but I'm like, they haven't got to original series yet, and that is a colorway that they have all the time, so I'll probably get it if like he's into the original series. So anyway, Anime Food. And then the last one I got is this one. It is the Geektastic Fibers Dapper DK, and this one is the Bisexual Pride Flag. Whoa, it's so bright. It is that bright. Maybe for a hat or a pair of thick winter socks. I'm trying to slowly but surely get the full Pride collection because I really love all of their Pride collection flags. So they do have all of the flags. I so far have non-binary, the lesbian pride, this one, the progress flag. I think that's it. And then like I have history, but that's not really a pride flag. It's just from red, white, and royal blue, which I love. All right, so that was Geektastic Fibers. And then of course I had to go to Gabby's booth where I got many things. So at Gabby's booth, I got her show colorway, which is Over My Dead Body. It's on the Eldritch base, which is a base of hers I do not have. It is kind of a one-off that she bought a bunch of for Flock and had extra. So I don't know if it's one she's going to carry regularly, but maybe it's one she'll do for shows. It is a 50% Superwash BFL, 50% Coriadale base, which sounds amazing. So I am very excited to see how this knits up. But it is like a dark brown base with kind of maroon, and there's some foresty green and gray in there. And there's these really cool like red speckles, kind of like blood splatter. So this one has a lot of speckling. It was kind of hard to see to color match, so we'll see how well I did because it was dark in the tent. I do think I have some variation in them, but I don't know. I think they'll be fine. I mean, I always alternate skeins anyway, so those were my 3 Eldritch. It's 437 yards per 100 grams, so these will definitely be a sweater of some sort. And she had Marie Cutie back in stock and has not had it for a long time, but it makes the best socks, like hands down best socks. So I got a skein of 'Tis the Damn Season, which was her holiday colorway, or one of them last year. She had 3, I think. I have them on Sparkle, but I want a pair of socks with this. So it is 'Tis the Damn Season on Marie Cutie. And on the Sparkle, it's a lot more subtle, but on Marie Cutie, it's really got like a lot of really deep colors going on. And all my nails were like perfect and a nice length until the week of Rhinebeck, and then I broke this one, and this one, and this one. I just can't. Whatever. And she had Death herself on Marie Cutie as well, and I love some Nesta. I have the same colorway on the DK base in a sweaters quantity, but I think it'll make really nice socks for Josh probably. So it's kind of a bluey gray with red and gold and some olive green and orange, kind of right there. Yeah. So that was my Gabby purchases. Jen brought a whole bunch of like needle stoppers. So Andrea and I split those up because Jen said she doesn't ever use them. And I was like, well, okay. I was going to buy some, but that's great. I didn't have to. So I got these Christmas themed ones. There's kind of some more in here. So as I come across them, I'll just show them. I got this skein of yarn from Lambstrings Yarn Company. It's called Eldritch. This was her show colorway for Indy. It's like a dark, really dark green and brown. And it's a 70-30 mohair silk blend. About 500 yards. 459. So I guess it's not 500. This was a free skein that came in my tote bag, so we were able to get into the first time slot because Andrea is a master of camping. The tickets, I always have her get them every year because she's the best at it. So that was the design for this year's Indian Tangled tote. And this skein of yarn came free, so I think Jen got a lighter brown and Andrea got a darker brown, and I got this really bright lime green. It is non-superwash merino wool from Knit Note. So I think it would make some nice mittens. But it is, I would say it's on the light side of fingering. Yeah, it's like a light fingering. So anyway, we'll see. Or color work. It would be really nice with color work. Yeah, maybe I'm going to do color work. That would be a fun pair of color work mittens with like a dark gray or black, and then this. Oh, yep, that's what's going to happen. Okay. I got some of these Swedish dishcloths. No, these were from Rhinebeck. Ignore that. Some of my stuff is together, so it's not going to be a clean sharing that way. Okay, I got this at Indian Tangled. This is from Sassafras Knits. I got one of these at Fiber Witch Festival. I always want to call it Salem Fiber Festival. It's not. It's Fiber Witch Festival. So it is a 3D printed insert into a tin. So this is like, you can put a darning needle holder and, you know, stitch markers. I had a light tan one, and then I got a black one as an alternate. It's probably going to be a gift for someone. I might decide if I want to keep the tan one or if I want to gift the tan one and keep the black one. I don't know yet. I got these two washi tapes also from Gabby's booth. So mushrooms and books and coffee. Again, those might go into whatchamacallit, advent swaps. God. Okay, here's more of those little stitch markers. So these are campers. I think these are from Fiber MacGyver because they had more of these in their booth at Rhinebeck on Sunday. Let's see, what is this? Okay, these were some of the freebies in the tote. So Mitchell Woolco had these snips. So like the ones that you squeeze and they cut, but right now they're inside this plastic, so they actually won't squeeze. But that was a really nice freebie. They're pretty high quality things. And then there's also a little stitch marker in here. So it's a little barn. There's this needle gauge from 29 Bridges Studio. I think it's also a wraps per inch gauge you could use for either one. There's some little fiber samples. This is from Cesium yarn. And I think it also has a sticker. It says reapply your SPF. A little Yarn Farm Kingston sample of fleece, a Lemonwood phone wristlet, and there's a little thing you stick on the back of your phone to use the wristlet. Some little pencils from Murky Depths Dye Works. This is some fun little markers that they are taped. I love these. It is a bunny butt and a bunny front from Rabbit Row. I don't remember seeing this booth, so I don't know if they were just a sponsor but weren't actually there. There were some companies that were just sponsors, but they were not vending. This one is Factory Girl Design, so it's like a little cog, but it's a sheep as well. I'm sorry if it's really loud. I have the windows open because it is like 82 degrees outside in October, and it's disgusting. It's Connecticut. It should not be 82 in October. Tail end of October, too. Yuck. I bought these. These are Sassafras knits. I really love the silver ones I got at Fiber Witch Festival, so I wanted another set because I use these all the time. They don't have a join, so they don't get stuck on projects, and these are rose gold. I had silver ones. A sticker for Knit Your Own Adventure. I showed it before, and there's a QR code for a free pattern, so I'm gonna re-show it. I'll edit that out, and yeah, but there's a sticker there too. Okay, and then these I purchased at India Untangled. If you are Disa, look away, look away. Don't look, don't look, stop it. Also, Lindsay, look away. And maybe Jessica, don't look, just don't. Okay? Are you not looking? I'll tell you when you can look. So these are from One Geek to Craft Them All, or One Geek to Craft All. I can't ever remember which way. These are mine. This set is mine with the Capricorn because I love goats. It is also technically my zodiac sign, but I also really love goats. I used to have goats when I was younger. So it has the weird goat constellation, and then these markers are the other ones. I love her stuff because it's twisted wire, so there again is not a join where it can snag your work. So really nice. I got this very holiday themed one, and this one is like a lucite or acrylic thing. Okay. Keep looking away, Disa. Keep looking away. I will show the ones I got for her first. Just you get the idea. These are from Camp Stitchwood. They're supposed to be national parks. I'm not going to say descriptions so that Disa can listen, but not look. Okay. Now you can look again. All right, and then for me, I got these from Geektastic Fibers as well. I got these mushrooms with little yarn balls, and then this raven sitting on a ball of yarn. And then for Megs, I got a sheep sitting on a rainbow ball of yarn. And a dragon, like, guarding a ball of yarn. Okey-dokey. So I'm kind of keeping all these things in this pouch, which came in the bag as well for free. It looks like so. I asked Andrea if she wanted it because she loves purple things, but she did not. These are all things I'm going to give in swaps, so I'm not going to show them. Yeah, I'm not going to show those. It's just notions and stuff. I did a bunch of shopping for Advent packages, so a lot of everybody's stuff for this year is going to come from Rhinebeck. Which I think is fun, because none of the people that I am swapping with this year went to Rhinebeck, except for Sue. Sue did go to Rhinebeck. But we just decided today we were doing a swap. Everybody else I knew going in to Rhinebeck that I was doing a swap with them. And technically I did get something for Sue at Rhinebeck for the swap. So I'm going to put all these back in here with a crap ton more stuff. Okay. So we are almost done with stuff for the first day. So the other thing I did is I went, so then we went to Cake Palooza. At Cake Palooza, I got this from Vita Lifestyle. It was her spooky cookie colorway. And she made a bulky weight hat with like a black brim. She had hat kits that had this and then a black skein and then a pom-pom. But I actually got crinkle pom-poms from her last year, and I have a black crinkle pom-pom, and I want to put that on anyway. So I was like, well, I don't want to pay for another kit when I've got black. So I'll probably just hold double the Felici's Midnight. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. Yeah, because I have a lot of that. Like a lot. So I'll probably do that. So that'll be the brim. And I'm not going to need a whole skein for just the brim anyway. And then I'll knit the hat out of this. And then I'm going to use the black crinkle pom-pom. So I just got the skein of bulky. And then she had a matching candle in Spooky Cookie. It smells so good. I wish there was smell-o-vision. But you can see the pretty sprinkles. So it's got lots of little sprinkles in there on the top. They're really good. It smells so nice. It's kind of got a vanilla, almond, that sugar cookie smell. So that is what I got from her booth. I got a bunch of Tuft Woolens. So I get all of my Tuft Woolens for the year at Cake Palooza because it costs me less. I don't have to pay for shipping if I get it in person. I probably didn't get enough because Martha didn't have all of her scents there, and there are some that I really enjoy, but some I can't use because they have lavender in them. So yeah, I got 8 instead of 14, so I'm going to have to do an order, but I'll only have to order 6 rather than 14 bars, which is still way better. So that, I think, is everything that I got at Cake Palooza and India Entangled. Yeah. Okay, so then we're on to Rhinebeck proper, unless if there's something in here, but I don't think so. No, these are all stitch stoppers from Jen. So I've got a little set of snowmen and these little haunted houses. for the other ones that I chose. I believe there's also calcifers somewhere. I don't know where I put those, though. I know I picked them out. Picked out, like, the little calcifer stitch stoppers, but I don't see them now. Do you have the calcifers, Andrea? I know I had them. I think I put them in I put them in a bag somewhere, I think. I'll find them at some point. I did bring down my socks so you can see them. These were one of my 12 cast-ons for this year. They're the celebration socks from the Cozy Knitter. My friend Jessica sent me this set for my 5th podiversary. I've now been doing it for 10 years, so they've been in my stash a long time, but now they are socks, and I'm very, very excited about that. So I did the contrasting heel, toe, and cuff. Otherwise, they're just plain old vanilla socks, and they fit great, and they're going to be so nice for this winter. I love them. So I finished those, like I said, on Friday evening. It was at dinner. I finished them. Okay, yeah, I don't know where I put those calcifers. That's annoying. Okay, also on Friday evening, Sue gifted me this amazing bag. It is made from a dish drying mat. So it's kind of got that spongy texture to it, and it's nice and thick. Inside of the bag, she put a little notebook, a set of stitch markers, and some teeny tiny barber cord. Would that be like for stitch holders, Sue? Probably. That would make sense. And then a skein of Merino DK from Arctic Crafts. It was Bente. She does not dye yarn anymore. This one, the colorway is either January or it was maybe a January club colorway. God, I don't know if Bente ever did a club, but it's really pretty. So that will probably become like a hat or a cowl. I don't know which. And the other one was this one from My Yarny Corner. And I don't have any of their yarn. This was a yarn of the month from November of 2023. It is Superwash Merino Nylon blend yarn. So there's that. And they both coordinate with the bag. I love it. So thank you so much, Sue. Very sweet of you to think of me. I'm gonna have to share that with my other acquisition or it won't make any sense. Alright, so now we're on to Rhinebeck. So Rhinebeck day 2, I bought this skein from Dachshund Daddy Knits. It's really cool. I did not think it would knit up anything like it does, but it was like really just like spread speckles all over the skein or all over the knit up sample. So that's going to make a really cool pair of socks. The colorway is Beetlejuice. So very Halloween-y. That's an Advent thing. I'm going to try not to show Advent things, but a lot of stuff I got for Advent. So let's just ignore those for the moment. Okay, I can do thread and ladle, so I can get that out of the way. So this was my big purchase for the weekend. At Thread and Ladle, I got this. It is a Notions page bundle, and it can fit in like one of their big folios. They've got like really big leather folios that you could put stuff in. But I didn't want that. But Sue had one of these tool bundles at dinner, and I was like, I need one real bad. First was like a light tan, and she's actually since given it to Liz, and then she ordered a teal one when we were at the booth. They were also doing free shipping if they didn't have something there. they would ship it for free if you ordered it at the show. So I did order another tool on the go thing as a gift. But it comes with all of the notions that are in here. So it's got stitch markers, it has scissors and a tape measure. There's darning needles here. These are all magnetic too, so you can just lay them on there. This is magnetic, so it pulls off. There's a pen. There's like a place underneath of here where you'd slip a notebook. I think this has stitch markers in it, and then this pocket is to put stuff in. Yeah, and then there's this little pouch that holds the stitch markers. So I just really, really like it. I think it'll be so nice to have in my knitting bag. And I also got a leather kit to take care of it. So the leather kit, of course, comes with saddle soap and otter wax, a little chamois, and a buffing cloth, and you could choose which leather that you wanted. So I picked the leather square that matches my kit. And since they're a Canadian company, the exchange rate was actually in my favor for it. So yeah, it was very affordable. It's from Thread and Maple. And they had so much beautiful stuff, like tons and tons of gorgeous leather stuff. So highly recommend them. And this was my kind of splurge for Rhinebeck weekend. Most of my other stuff was very kind of small, affordable things, but that was my one thing that I got that was a little more pricey. It was only $165 for the whole kit with all the notions and everything. At Stitched by Jessalou, I got the sticker for my water bottle. That needs to go back in here. I'm trying to keep things safe by tucking them into places. Okay, then we went to Katrinkles. So I got some things for people there. I'm sorry, Ada's barking. Alright, we'll see if we're done. Nope. It's squirrels. There's not much I can do about it. Okay, so this was Katrinkle's Rhinebeck tool for this year. So I got one of these. So it has a needle gauge, a crochet hook gauge, which Meg's crochets, so that's good for them, a gauge swatch ruler, and a yarn weight gauge, so you can lay your yarn along the track there and kind of see where it falls. And it's all together on a little keychain or a little chain, so it's in the shape of a sheep. I thought it was super cute. Then I got this scissor fob that says for fabric only to put on my fabric scissors, because people like to steal my scissors in this house. And then I got 3 of these for me, Andrea, and Jen, and it says fiber friends are the best friends, so we could have them on our keychains or project bags or what have you. I got this little pouch that's it's cedar, but they're all shaped like pumpkins and bones and skulls and stuff, so it's kind of Halloween-y, but it's like cedar for a sachet for your knitting, to keep your yarn, to keep it safe. I got some beeswax candles, but I don't want to unwrap them. Oh, I did get 2 leaves. Okay. I got 2 sets of maple leaf candy, and I couldn't find the other one, and there it is. I'm certain there are things that I will uncover later as I unpack. at a vendor, Dachshund Daddy Knits. There were a bunch of pouches and they were all like really affordable. So I got several. So this was one of them. And this one. And this one. And this one. And this one. Oh my goodness, you guys are just trailing off being real angry. You're so mad. Okay. And then last but not least, I got the tote bag for this year. The logo is so cute. There were some that had rainbow handles, but they were sold out. So I'm just happy that I got one at all. But it has nice pockets in the back. And then a yellow inner pocket. Hanging pocket. And it's really big. I mean, you can see it's super big. And that is it. That's all my Rhinebeck stuff. As I said, a lot of it is going to be gifts. But I think, yeah, it was fun. Nope, one more thing. Liar. I got the Doodle Knit directory. Because there were, I have the Autumn Doodle deck, but there were other Doodle decks that I don't have that are in here. I like how it walks through everything, and I think there are recipes for making other stuff as well. Like mittens. I think there's the spring deck, which I didn't have. Yeah, there's stuff for doodle mittens, a doodle headband. I had the doodle hat pattern and the doodle scarf and infinity cowl. But fingerless mitts and socks. So I didn't have a lot of those. So I figured I could use this to like add on to my doodle decks I already own and be able to use them. And there was a card for an exclusive Rhinebeck design. So both Andrea and I got the book, and we got the opposite sweaters so we can share them with each other. And they were free with purchase. So Jamie said, like, you know, work with your friends to mix and match so that you can get all the designs. So we are going to share those, but it is signed. So, yeah. So that was the other thing I got, was this book. And that was everything. So then Saturday night, after we were done with the festival, we went to a restaurant called Enzo's. It was also very good. It was like an Italian restaurant. But they had a pretty wide variety of stuff. They also had gluten-free things on their menu, which was nice. I'm not gluten-free, but we had people in our group that were. So it was great that we were able to find like eating options for people on multiple different nights, and they were different places. I hear Hubble in my office, so I'm going to go see what he's doing. That is basically everything, and then I drove home yesterday. We had a great time, as always. It's so fun to hang out with everybody, and yeah, the energy is just something else. And I love being able to see my friends. I wish that I could hang out with them more. It's sad that they all live so far away, but it's nice to be able to connect at least once a year. So yeah. Okay, I found the other stitch marker. I was like, they are somewhere in here. Alright, the other stitch stoppers I got were marshmallows. If you know me, you know marshmallows. They're from Ginger Snap That. Calcifers. They're so reflective, this bag. Pumpkin spice lattes. A Halloween gnome. That's a beaded stitch marker. And these assorted D12s. Don't hate me if I didn't get it right. I believe they're dodecahedrons. Anyway, they're in Halloween colors. So there's an orange, lime green, black, and purple. Yeah, they were in my bag with the skein of yarn I'm knitting off of for my old beat sweater, which I don't know if I'm going to run out of yarn for. I am pretty worried that I will. This is what I have left of the dark pink, which I'm currently knitting on right now. I think, am I on a dark pink stripe? I am on a dark pink stripe. This is how long my sleeve is, my first sleeve. I am past my elbow, so the green was at my elbow bend. So I think I need to get to at least here, and then I could do a really long cuff in just plain gray. That is my plan. And I will be decreasing now because I'm past the biggest part of my arm, but I don't want to decrease too much. I kind of don't want to decrease till I get to here. So I don't know that that buys me that much, but it might make the last pink stripe better or slightly smaller. I'm just gonna have to see. And if I have to, like, this yarn company does make other bases, so it's Lang Yarns. This is the Respect base. It's discontinued, of course it is. I only have one skein of this pink, so got what I've got. I've got to make it work. I made the body shorter for the color work, and I made a very long ribbing with the gray instead to try and eke out some pink. I don't think I'd want to go back that far in the body and make more ribbing because it'd be taking off like 2 inches. So each of these sets of 3 is 2 inches. I don't know. So anyway, we'll see. To be continued. I'll put that in my next episode that will be more just knitting related and not so much stash sharing. But yeah, I will put a montage of photos and footage that I took at the end if you are interested in that. Thank you so much for joining me and for sticking with me. If you listen for this long, I know sometimes it's, you know, not fun to watch people show all their acquisitions, and for some people it is fun. So if it was fun for you, cool, I'm happy to entertain. If it wasn't fun, then, you know, hopefully you didn't watch this episode and you watched different episodes. Yeah, but I had a really great time. I'm excited to start my new job, and yeah, I will talk to you guys all in the next week or two, maybe. Yeah, I might try to record something this weekend that's a little more knitting related, and I do have, I think, 1 episode, maybe 2, waiting to be edited, so I can edit that footage and put it up as well. So until next time, I hope you all get some time to do the things that you love, and I will talk to you soon. Okay.
At 29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. One day I'll be One day I'll be yours. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. Life changes just open the door. One thing's certain, I'll always be yours.